Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Ron from Eating Dubs Fantasy Sports, and in this video, I wanted to start a series of doing these kind of like player profiles, and create these little like snapshots of all the different players, going into the next NFL season, the 2022 season. And I want to start there's kind of no really particular order, but why not start from the top? And I decided to do this video on Christian McCaffrey. So naturally, Christian McCaffrey is going to be drafted most likely in the top 3 or 4 at the running back position. And there's kind of a case to be made for him to be the number 1 guy. And I'll kind of go through those things in this video. I'll try to keep it under 5 minutes if possible. And that brings us to kind of the beginning, or let's start with some of the concerns, some of the things that people are worried about with Christian McCaffrey. Naturally, he's got 2 straight seasons of injuries, which naturally will give a player a lower floor. But I think his ceiling remains the same because, of course, he's still only 26 years old. And Christian McCaffrey, pound for pound, probably might be one of the best running backs, skill-wise, speed-wise, the full package that I've seen in the past 10 plus years, since I've pretty much been playing fantasy football, to be honest. He's an absolute beast. He's amazing. He's got the mind, he's got the skill, he's got the speed, he's got everything that you want in a running back. And injuries have kind of plagued him. It's been unfortunate. A lot of fantasy managers kind of suffered over the past couple seasons who have managed to get him. Basically, if you got a top 1 or 2 pick in fantasy, you were punished, because if you were unlucky enough to get C-Mac, you were kind of fucked. But yeah, so the Panthers are going to be spending this offseason trying to make changes. They've been trying to make some changes. Sam Darnold has not panned out. His trade value is cratered. He's not very good. And that comes from a USC fan. I had, not a lot of faith in Darnold to begin with, but anyway. So they're looking to make some changes. Again, just a quick little snapshot. He averaged 22 half PPR points in the 4 healthy games last year, which was second to only Derrick Henry. So when he was playing, he was feasting. And I'm not entirely sure, but I think last season, where he averaged 22 half PPR points, he actually didn't score many touchdowns. I think he only had 1 or 2 touchdowns over those four games. I could be wrong, but I just remember him coming back for those few games and just being absolutely ridiculous, an absolute beast. And that's what it is. The Panthers have hired a new offensive coordinator, and it's Ben McAdoo. You guys might remember McAdoo from his time with the Giants. So he was the offensive coordinator, then the head coach of the Giants from 2014 to 2017, so 4 seasons, I believe. Ben McAdoo had a steaming pile of dog doo-doo as his running back room. So he had Rashad Jennings, Andre Williams, I think Shane Vereen for a season or something like that. He had really no one. It was Odell Beckham's first season, I think, when McAdoo came in. And he didn't have anyone, but despite that, so when he was an offensive coordinator and the head coach, that gang of misfits averaged about 80 targets apiece in that backfield. Again, that's with guys that, plumbers, electricians, blacksmiths, scribes, anyone and everyone that could play running back played running back for the Giants. Rashad Jennings was no chopped liver. He was good. He was solid in his day, but I think he was 28 or 29 in 2014. But yeah, so moving forward, Christian McCaffrey. I guess a snapshot of Christian McCaffrey. Sorry, just to wrap up that comment. Ben McAdoo's the new offensive coordinator. He passes to his running backs. That gives me hope that he will continue to do that, especially with a guy like Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. So just a couple of notes or a couple of future thoughts. We kind of still don't know what's going to happen with the Panthers, but we have to assume a few things. Either they keep Darnold because no one wants him. They get Baker Mayfield, who wants out of Cleveland now that they have Deshaun Watson, or they get someone like Jimmy G, or they draft a young quarterback. And I think in every scenario that currently exists with the current landscape of free agents and stuff like that, and kind of just the likelihood of even being able to trade someone, I think in all scenarios, Christian McCaffrey remains a safe play. Now, not a smash play in my opinion, because having a bad offense or a bad quarterback while on the surface might be like, oh sweet, they're just going to give the ball to their running back every play. Like it's going to be all Christian McCaffrey. And some past Panthers seasons that might have been the case. But I tend to not like that. I don't like getting running backs who are on bad teams. It's just less opportunity, less time of possession, worse starting field position if your defense isn't really that great. So those are kind of my concerns for Christian McCaffrey, and they might be benefits. You guys might actually see that as a good thing. As I mentioned, some people love that when the quarterback is incapable, because it means they're probably going to give the rock to the running back whenever they are in scoring distance. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of my snapshot of Christian McCaffrey. I still have him as a top 3 guy for sure. I think most people are going to take Jonathan Taylor at number 1, and probably deservingly so. I think Derrick Henry still can make a case for being like number 2. I'm going to release my personal rankings later on, but yeah, in these videos I just want to cover like a couple guys, just look at the current state of where they're at, and instead of giving like a concrete like you should draft this guy number 1 or eat shit, I think that's silly. I think it's based on preference, based on who you like, who you want to watch. At the end of the day, fantasy is all about having fun. If you hate Derrick Henry or you hate watching him play because all he does is run up the gut 30 times, or they pitch it to him around the edge, then go for a guy like C-Mac. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, that's my snapshot of Christian McCaffrey. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next Eating Doves video hopefully soon. Peace.